Okay, if your wallet is hurting after the holidays, you are not alone. Right now, so many Arizonans are facing this January financial hangover. And on your Money Saving Monday, Ben Zamora from Wild Wealth Management is here with some tips on how we can reset our finances and get our budget back on track. So first things first, how would you define a January financial hangover?
Yeah, thanks for having me today, Allison. Well, let's start from where it starts. It starts when Thanksgiving starts.
Yeah.
Right? We're on the holidays, and as we know, unfortunately, Thanksgiving was late this year. So what happened? All the holidays came a lot sooner. So what ends up happening, people spend a little bit extra money and extra cash on gifts, dining. We're more gratuitous and charitable, especially Phoenicians. So then what it ends up happening is we open our statements in January and we're like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe what I just did. And some of it maybe knowingly, a little bit unknowingly, but it gives us that moment and causes a little bit of anxiety at that time.
Yeah, and at the time, you know what? Maybe little purchases here and there, but all of a sudden you see them adding up when you get that statement, to your point, and you're just like, whoa, what happened in December? And so that's the part that we're trying to avoid. But if it's already happened, we got to get back on track, right? So what is that next step, or the steps maybe we should be looking at so we don't feel so overwhelmed? Because if we made a huge mistake, it could feel like too much to take on at one time.
And I want to preface that it is not necessarily a mistake. Everyone does it. There's a lot of people in this position.
Yeah, we all do.
We spend the credit card a little too much, go a little bit over. But the first step to take is just stay calm. Don't do anything drastic. Don't freak out.
Okay.
Just have a moment of clarity. And then we can move on to looking at your budget and saying, okay, how much do I have income coming in? How much expenses do I have? And then we can create a plan to help you pay that off.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we're looking at some of the tips right now here to get your budget reset, right? So we should be checking our balances one account at a time, and also just press pause, like you mentioned, just on non-essential spending. Take a second, step back, look at your budget, and then track where it's all going. And then this part, focus on the clarity, not perfection. What do you mean by clarity?
Well, as we know, New Year's resolutions are happening. People start with financial, personal development, fitness, and diet. Those are kind of the main ones. Well, you can't just go in the first week of January and go hard, right? Because what ends up happening? You end up causing more anxiety, burnout. Exactly. Same thing as in finance. Take a step back, get some clarity, look at what you have, and then let's create a plan. So let's say, for example, you spent $600 more during the Christmas season, holiday season.
Yeah.
$600. Well, maybe we don't pay it all in January. Maybe we pay it over January, February, and March. And then in addition, I see your sponsors, Desert Financial, they offer sometimes a lot of great opportunities to pay over a period of time in terms of planned fees or planned interest rates. So it makes it a little bit more easier to play it over a period of time so that you don't pay excess interest.
Yeah, and I like that idea of, okay, you know what, $600, that's a lot of money. And to pay it all at one time, you could think, okay, I'm going to be broke all of January if I do it that way. But to know you've got some time, just staying on track, then you can bite it off a little bit at a time. And then by March, it's already done, or by April, really, which is really good. So if we are looking to maybe reset our budget, I mean, should we do that right away in January? So do we ease into it, or should it be kind of a cold turkey thing?
No, I think you should ease into it. It's always good to do a look once a year, and this is a great opportunity to say, okay, what are our expenses expected for the year? So we know we have rent, mortgages, utilities, what have you. Any of those are increasing. And then we can kind of look at, okay, now we have that. Maybe you have an extra $100 a month or what have you. And then just do it in a way that makes it easy to do it, but have a set defined timeline, because we don't want this going into next Christmas season and then we're having the same problems again.
And look, if you have that willpower and you can go cold turkey with the spending, you say, no, I'm not going to spend anything unnecessarily in January. I mean, more power to you. But maybe you're somebody who looks at it as more of a marathon than a sprint. What's maybe one small achievable goal that we can get to by the end of the month that maybe is not such a huge thing to tackle?
I would say, like I said, let's just start with a small amount, $600, maybe start with $200, $100 that you could pay off.
Even if you owe on other accounts too?
Oh, no, I would probably say let's pay one credit card first. So if you have multiple accounts, pay the one that with the smallest balance and then keep the one with the higher balance going, just to give you that win.
Okay, yes, exactly.
Because then mentally it helps you out a lot more.
It's so true. I'm one of those people who needs like the little wins along the way to finally get me to the big goal. But if you're not, hey, I mean, you heard here, reset your budget, stop your extra spending. But if you do need a little bit of those wins like me, then just go a little bit and pay off maybe the smallest balance first. Such great tips from Ben Zamora. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's